All right, everybody, we are going to go ahead and get started here. Thanks for joining us today for the Signpost Live webinar series. This week's topic is killer email marketing for contractors. As always, we'll be recording this webinar and sending it out via email for you to go back to if needed. If you have any questions during the presentation, there is a chat box that you can access at any time, and we will address those questions at the end. Today, we're joined by Kelly O'Keefe, one of our Signpost product experts, and I am TJ Jones. We're very excited to share our product knowledge with you all.
So how do contractors stay top of mind with homeowners after a job is complete? If it's done well, email marketing is a great way to keep homeowners engaged with your business year-round and to foster trust and brand loyalty among your customers. If your objective is to make a sale, marketing campaigns offer the chance to distribute information on your business, on products, and on your services to a vast number of people. Essentially, email marketing is the most convenient way to promote your company's services and your values. In this webinar, we'll talk about ways to use email marketing campaigns to showcase your expertise and help you become the obvious choice for homeowners when problems arise. Specifically, we're going to discuss evergreen content ideas to share with homeowners that are relevant to the roofing, plumbing, and HVAC industries. We'll talk about the do's and don'ts of setting up and maintaining email campaigns. We'll go over tips on measuring the effectiveness of an email marketing program. And we'll go into Signpost's new newsletter feature and how it takes the pain and guesswork out of creating content and sending campaigns. So what exactly is evergreen content? It's content that stands the test of time. This means that no matter the time of year, your customers will always find this content useful, relevant, and fresh over a long period of time. You may think that all online content is sustainable. After all, a blog post doesn't just disappear after you publish it. But evergreen content is a little bit different. It continues to be relevant long past its publication date. This is especially important during the slower seasons. If you want to make sure you're ramping up your marketing and continuing to check in with existing clients. Disappearing from the marketplace radar can be fatal because that's when you have the greatest opportunity to generate brand visibility. In the next few slides, we'll show you some good examples that we found of evergreen marketing for businesses like yours. Tips for maintenance are a great thing to send out. Focusing on providing really useful information, like how to mitigate small problems before they become costly projects, allows you to create opportunities to engage with your customers, and it makes you a valued source of expertise for your target audience. You can send content that includes things like seasonal checklists and things to watch out for. This will allow you to direct homeowners to reach out to you if they fit a certain criteria, and it also empowers them to know when they have a problem that requires a professional. Another way to present yourself as a knowledgeable resource is by sending out top tips and advice from industry experts. This can include things like when and why to consider an upgrade, information about tax and manufacturer credits or energy savings, and it allows you to plug things like your maintenance program and why it's beneficial to stay on top of routine maintenance. So even if you don't offer a maintenance program, you can still send information on the importance of having a professional inspection done. This can be especially beneficial in certain seasons or after major weather events. Many people have no idea what to look for in these situations or what kinds of minor problems can become major issues if they're not found. And luckily, they'll have you on their side. Getting homeowners inspired to be proactive on basic repairs and updates can be a big driver of business in slower seasons. You're not only showing your customers how to get the most from their home, but you're also sharing how your business can help them and good ways to get in touch with you.
Now, an informational video can go a long way. Here's an example of a video that a roofer sends out to his contact list and then posts online to inform his customer base and stay top of mind for his customers. I'll play the beginning of this video to give you all a visual. I'm not sure if the audio will play or not, but we'll give it a try. I think the visual is going to be the most important thing here. So give this a try here. As you can see, Create's got a nice little logo in here. This customer is going through and giving his customers information on his expertise and what he's learned over his career and what they might be interested in, giving himself a nice little nickname here. This is a video that's nice and easy to understand for his customers to make sure that they can see what he's seeing. They're able to visualize that. They can use these to get a lot of valuable information out of, and they'll remember his business when when the next time they need to do some work on their roof. So I think this is a great example of how to get some good use out of sending out this marketing info, marketing messages. Now, email marketing is a way to market your brand to a wider audience. Whether it's your grand opening or your company's already well established, an effective email marketing plan is key to promoting and growing your business, and also increasing revenue and selling more. Setting up your email marketing campaigns will include taking a look at your audience, the subject line of that message, the content of your message, when those messages are sending, and also your calls to action. We'll give you some do's and don'ts on getting campaigns ready to send in these next few slides. So let's start with the do's. You want to make sure that the recipients of these messages have opted into your messages. Obviously, we want to make sure that you're growing your contact list in the right way and engaging only with the contacts who are familiar with your business. For example, uploading a list of contacts you've purchased who have maybe never heard of your business before and then blasting them with marketing messages, generally not going to be the most successful way to go about your marketing and not recommended. And also segmenting your contact lists. It's important to send messages to the right customers and to customers who are going to engage with the message that's sending out. For example, you should be sending your prospects something that applies to prospects, and your current customers, people who have worked with you before, should be getting content that's relevant to them as well. Now, a great way of kind of getting people's eyes on these messages and increasing your initial open rates is creating intrigue with catchy subject lines. Our general tips and tricks here, you want to keep them short and sweet. 4 to 7 words is generally recommended, or about 40 characters. And creating some intrigue, using questions, using urgency, exclusivity, create that sort of fear of missing out for your customer. You want them to think that they should be taking advantage of this, or else they'll be missing out on an offer that they might not have the opportunity to take advantage of down the road. And you can also be unique by throwing in rhymes, alliteration, allusions. These are some examples of catchy subject lines that we've seen in the past. So as you can see, they're generally pretty short and eye-catching. And you can try and get a little creative with these, creating that fear of missing out, like with you have 1 day left. Your gutter issue solved, nice, short and sweet, tells them what it's going to be about. Are you sure you want to miss this? That's another example of kind of creating that fear of missing out, creating urgency. And then treat your honey and save your money. It rhymes, it's clever, it's catchy. That's definitely a message that I would open if I saw that come through in my inbox. Now, Simplycast reports that personalized promotional emails are 22% more likely than non-personalized emails to be opened. So using your customer's first name in the subject line of your email can make them, or help make them feel valued. Signpost campaigns do have the ability to automatically give you the option to include the customer's name in the subject line using your contact list data. Definitely a tool that we recommend people use to increase those open rates and make your customers feel valued. Now, statistically, sending messages in the middle of the week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays is going to be your best strategy to get the highest open rates on marketing messages. Many people don't check their emails on the weekends is one thing. I know that I'm generally pretty unplugged on the weekends. And then messages sent on Mondays and Fridays can often get lost in sort of the pre or post weekend shuffle. So we usually recommend those middle of the week days. And as I've said before, attention spans can be short. So you want to get your point across as effectively as you can. You know, keep it quick, keep it concise. Remember, less is more. And finally, there should be a clear goal of the message that's being sent. What do you want your customers to do when they're finished reading your email? Our signpost templates include a call to action prompt at the end, which allows you as the business owner to prompt your customer to give you a call, visit your website, book an appointment, and so on. Always good to have a clear goal and then allow people to accomplish that goal as easily as possible. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to move on here to the what not to do section here. What not to do first, as we mentioned, purchase an email list. You probably don't want to be blasting out marketing messages to people who didn't ask for them, don't want them. At worst, you're going to be increasing your unsubscribe, or at best, you're going to be increasing your unsubscribe rates. At worst, you could be opening yourself up to receiving negative reviews online, or maybe an angry phone call or two. So purchasing a list and blasting messages to that list, generally not a good way to go about your marketing strategy. And then also, you don't want to send the same email to every subscriber. Your customers are in different places of the customer lifecycle journey. You want to send messages to prospects that are for prospects, you know, current customers to current customers, and former customers should be getting messages that apply to them as well. Using your Signpost account, we have the tools put in place to switch up the messages that your contacts are receiving. So by inputting offers into the new customer campaign, active customer campaign, and win back campaign sections of your Signpost account, and then sprinkling in some one-time offers or informational campaigns as well into the mix, your contacts will not get bored with the messages you're receiving. It's what not to do also, sending generic emails that don't speak directly to anyone. You want to know your audience and write this message as if you're speaking directly to your audience. You know, use the voice that you have and make sure that they're reading that from your business and it's not just a generic email that's going out to everybody. We want these messages to resonate. You want to keep your emails on brand and on topic. Your customers are taking the time to read these messages, so you don't want to waste their time. Obviously, having a typo or a broken web link in your emails can derail those emails pretty quickly. So it's always good to get a second set of eyes on your emails before they send. We always recommend using the preview email tool we have in the Signpost account to ensure that everything looks and responds the way that it should.
Since you're working hard on your email marketing campaigns, it's really important to measure the effectiveness of what you're sending out. And one way to do that is by checking your open rate. Your open rate is the percentage of email recipients who actually open the email. This is important to measure because email campaigns really won't do a thing unless your subscribers are actually opening them and reading them. Next, you'll want to pay attention to your click-through rate. Your click-through rate is the percentage of your email recipients who actually clicked on a link that's inside your email. This is typically the main goal of your campaign, so it's important to keep an eye on. It gives you insight into how many people on your list are engaging with your content and are interested in learning more about either your brand or the offer that you're sending out. Last, you'll want to keep an eye on your unsubscribe rate. So your unsubscribe rate is the percentage of email recipients who clicked on that unsubscribe button inside your email. Although your unsubscribe rate doesn't directly relate to the goals of your campaign, checking it monthly is helpful for calculating your overall list growth rate. So keep an eye on it at least every once in a while. Signpost's newest product feature, newsletters, are designed to help you stay top of mind with your customers. They're quick, easy, and professionally written, and they give you the ability to send out a monthly email that's valuable to your customers and plants the seed for future purchases.
Now, the benefits of sending these signpost newsletters, you want to keep your business top of mind with existing customers. If your business stays top of mind, you'll be able to generate more revenue from your existing customers, and people will use your business if they remember your business. It really is that simple. You want to keep your customers engaged. You want to use your expertise as well. You know, it's going to enable you to show homeowners on how they can save money and build the trust among your prospects. Really plants the seed of future purchases by showing customers how to save money by making their homes more efficient. And then finally, alerting customers to products or services they might not know about. For example, letting people know about tankless water heaters or ductless air conditioners, things that you may be well aware of, but your customer base, your contact base may not be. Some features of these newsletters, they're fast to set up, just takes a few clicks to schedule. We already have the template that's ready to go for you. They're pre-written already. The copy is going to be professionally written with multiple new pieces of copy to choose from every month. They're seasonally relevant. We customize these for the season and the region that you're in. You know, we can, you know, they're fully customizable. You can make sure that these are resonating with the people that you're sending them to. And I think the best feature of all of them, they're free. So they're included in your subscription. You've already got access to these within your Signpost accounts, and you can definitely take advantage of those as often as you like. Now we're going to show a little bit more here about how to create newsletters with just a few clicks. You as a Signpost customer will receive an email on the first Tuesday of every month. This will prompt you to send a featured newsletter to your email contact. Alternatively, you can also find the current featured newsletter by logging directly into the Merchant Center, so not necessarily clicking in from the email, and then going to the one-time campaign section. I'll go through each of these individual sections to give you all a visual of how these newsletters can be edited and sent. Starting here, you can click preview and schedule to move on to the next step to view all the newsletter content and details. If you click send newsletter, it will automatically put it in the scheduled tab and it will send that newsletter on the date that it was suggested. But as you can see here, if you're looking to be a little bit more hands-on with it, if you want to edit some of the content, you can see this is what it looks like, allows you to customize that subject line, the headline up at the top of the newsletter, and then the content of that newsletter. This page here is allowing you to edit the offer that's been input in that newsletter. We recommend adding an offer to newsletters. Usually increases conversion, gets people a little bit more excited to receive these messages, lets you plug in whatever offer you'd like in that newsletter, and then you can select your audience and schedule date as well. Back one here. The next steps is that call to action we discussed a little bit earlier. The call to action is going to be able to prompt your customers to your desired outcome. This example shows the phone call to action that you're requesting your customers to take. So in this example, you'd want your customers to call the business for more information on the offer that you've plugged into this newsletter or any of the other information that's included within the newsletter. Now, finally, once you've got the audience or the content of your message down, you want to select who's going to receive this message and when it's going to go out. So that we can use your Signpost contact list and choose the date that you'd like to send out that message. For your information, by the way, Signpost messages send out between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. local time on the date that's selected. So you can customize when it's sending, whether you want to send that now or on a future date. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, always important to take a few moments to preview your newsletter. Just make sure there's no typos, no broken links. We want these to look professional. If there's another set of eyes nearby, it might be good to have a colleague, a family member, take a look at that newsletter if you've made any changes there and make sure that everything is working the way that you want it to and looks professional. Once you've previewed that message, the final step is to review the general newsletter information, making sure that the general content, the offer, the audience, and the send date are correct to your specifications. If they are, you can go ahead and click publish. This will send the newsletter into your scheduled folder to send on the date that you've selected.
So now we'll open things up for questions. If you have anything to ask, feel free to type in your question and we'll do our best to answer it for everyone. If you have a question that's a little bit more specific to your business, we can always reach out to you offline after this webinar and answer any questions that you might have. Keep in mind, this webinar will be on our YouTube channel. It's been recorded and you will receive a copy as well.
Right, we'll give you just a few moments. If anyone does have questions, you can go ahead and throw those in the chat bubble here. If we don't get to that question, we can always reach out to you personally after the webinar, make sure that question is answered for you. But if you do need to get in touch with us, you can always use the chat feature within your account on the dashboard is the quickest method to get the answer you're looking for. Look for that chat bubble. We do have people standing by during business hours to answer those questions. As always, you can call or email us, and we have a library of resources in our help center as well.
Last, we love referrals. So if you know a business that could benefit from Signpost, send them our way. If they sign on with us, we'll send you $250. So it's a great way to get a little bit more from your subscription and bring on people that could really benefit from using us as well.
So we'll go ahead and we'll keep the screen up for a little bit. Feel free to throw some questions in, but that is everything that we had for you today. As always, we'll continue sending out messages about these. We look forward to interacting with you here in the future, but we're grateful that all of you were here to join us today. Thanks so much.